Hey everybody, and welcome to our first installment in our web series covering World of Tanks. I'm Racer X, and I'm going to be your host for the duration of the series, where we're covering everything in World of Tanks, from the tanks themselves to the new gameplay modes, Encounter and Assault, and the new maps in physics that are going on that may affect some of the play styles and strategies that you would normally use in World of Tanks. But I won't get too deep into that right now. I really want to jump into covering this tank right away, and that's the M26 Pershing. This is the Tier 8 American medium tank. And as far as medium tanks go, in the Tier 8 range, this is kind of a middle-of-the-road tank. Not the best, but not the worst by far. The Panther II is probably actually the best medium tank you can go with at this level. It's a little bit faster, has a little bit more armor, and a little bit more pin on the gun. Your other option really is the T-44 Russian medium, which it has a little bit lower pin on the gun, a little less hull armor, but a lot more turret armor there. And that tank is quite a bit faster also than the Pershing. But that's not to say that the Pershing isn't a great tank. It's a great all-around tank, even though it's not quite as fast or as maneuverable as the other two Tier 8 mediums. But as far as this tank goes, it's your basic American tank. As far as soft spots go, you're going to have a soft spot here that's easily pinned right around the gun on the front of the hull. Of course, the Glaxus plate, which is the case on most any tank in the game. You've got the spots on the side here where you can possibly get the engine. On either side, actually, just behind the turret. You're going to have a very small spot here on the back where there's a chance of an engine fire on this tank, but it's highly unlikely. That actually, the spot on the back of this tank is very small to start an engine fire. You won't see that a whole lot. And of course, your loaders and ammunition up here in the back side of the turret, and then as on any other American turret, they generally have really big commander's hatches, really easy target, and if you get hit there, you're almost guaranteed to lose your commander every time. But the only thing that is different about this tank is that usually American tanks have really soft hull armor and then really thick, heavy turret armor. And this tank is the exception. As you can see, it's only got 114 frontal armor on this turret, which is actually not much for a Tier 8. Even on the armor around the gun right here that you can see, pretty much most any Tier 8 gun can penetrate that piece of plate armor that covers the front of your turret. I'm not sure if that's historically accurate. Really doesn't seem to be the case, maybe for the time period, but any Tier 8 tank destroyer or heavy pretty much with an upgraded gun will be able to pin that plate. In Tier 9s and ups, I mean, it's almost a guaranteed pin every time. So even if you're hull down, you have to be really careful with how you're exposing yourself. You want to make sure you're giving angles and whatnot in this tank because it is still pretty soft. As far as my service record on this tank, I haven't got to play it a whole lot. I've got 89 games in this tank, which is not too bad. I just haven't had a whole lot of time to play here lately. If we can find it down on the list, as you can see, it's pretty far down. Here we go, M26 Pershing. I'm at a 52% win rate, which is not too awful bad. I got first class mastery, snipers, 6 badges, 2 steel walls, 2 Confederates. But the important stat right here is average experience per battle, which is 688. So that's not too bad. It's a pretty fun tank to play, pretty maneuverable and all around a great tank. So my win rate's not real high on it. I play a lot of matchmaking. I don't generally platoon or do a lot of tank companies, but I'm trying to find some people to get into some more groups so I can get this win rate up just a little bit higher. This tank, as far as the guns go, anything except for the top gun you should already have from previous tanks if you played any of the American trees. Anything from the EZ8 to the M6, the T29 and the T20 will all use these 4 guns right here. So the only gun you're going to have to grind for is the 90mm at the very top with the 180 pin, and it doesn't really take that long to get that. Now, the engine on this tank has a little less power than the other Tier 8 mediums. It's 704 horsepower. The tank is about average weight, but it's just not as quick. are as fast as the Panther, the T-44. Now the traverse speed on the turret and the tracks is pretty good. So if you can keep it moving and get behind somebody, you can turn and pop off a couple of shots before they can get at you. But the problem is the gun doesn't do enough damage to really take anybody out that quickly. So you have to be careful how you play this. You usually don't want to lead with this tank and be real aggressive. You kind of want to be a cleanup guy in this tank and a support, and maybe an assault role if you can get in a wolf pack with some other mediums and light tanks. So as far as tanks go, let's go ahead and get into the gameplay tutorial, and we'll see how this tank actually works out in the game, and see how we can do here. So I'll talk to you guys in just a second.
Let's get this show on the road. We've lost the track. We're immobilized.
Well, that's the end of our gameplay tutorial. We had a pretty good game, got 4 kills, a little bit over 1,000 XP after you get rid of the ×2. Had that really cool ram kill at the end, that was kind of nice to finish it off with. And a good game overall. So keep playing like that, we'll move through this tank really quick. Just to mention, if there's anything you'd like to see me do in the game, any kind of tanks you'd like me to review, or any kind of strategies or anything like that, feel free to post in the comments or send me a email at rfgaming.family@gmail.com. And just send me your comments about the video, suggestions, or anything you'd like me to review. Also, I'd like to say special thanks to the Kleptos for providing the music for the video. That was really awesome of them to give us those cool beats there to go along with the video. Kind of hyped it up a little bit, so that was pretty neat. Also, if you're getting in the game and going to matchmaking, look for RacerX159, and if you want to send me a platoon invite, just put into your message there that you saw the video on YouTube and you're wanting to run around a little bit, try to help you out with some strategy or whatever, or just go out and kill stuff in general. It's always fun. So everybody have a good day. Look for us on YouTube. We're also going to be doing videos of World of Warcraft and Halo 4 when that comes out. So we'll have some other cool stuff out soon. We're going to try to put a new video out every couple of weeks. So, please subscribe and keep playing World of Tanks, guys, and have a good day. Thanks.